Welcome back. I'll ask you, there was a lot of talk. Eric Cressy a couple weeks ago said that you did less weightlifting and more yoga flexibility type stuff. If you could just tell us your perspective on that.
Hey, Ken, good to see you. Hope you had a good winter. Yeah, my training stuff, it was, we're doing a lot of the Cressy programs, something we did last year and did this year, so it was good to get, 2 years of that under our belt. But the yoga, less lifting, I do a little bit of yoga every off season, something I kind of do typically. Modifying the workouts, we just, I really worked hand in hand with Eric, trying to, I like these certain drills, I like doing these med ball stuff, these movement stuff. So I think he kind of meant, we just kind of modified the workouts a little bit. I don't think I really lifted less, you got to stay in shape. It's a long season. So, we just made some modifications, stuff that I liked, and, first couple of times working with him. So we got a great relationship, and it was, he's good at what he does. He's a great strength guy. So it was good working with him, this over the off season.
Aaron, understanding that freak injuries happen, you've had a couple, but how confident are you that there can be that these modifications can lead to more games on the field for you?
I think it's going to make big adjustments, especially a lot of the movement stuff that he has us doing, a lot of stuff with med balls, just getting those explosive movements. I feel like that's where a lot of the things happen, or with those quick, kind of explosive movements. So just train a little bit more with that, and, a little less, straight bench press and squat, I think is going to help out.
Thank you, Aaron.
Welcome.
We can go next to Eric Boland. Eric, please unmute.
Aaron, what was your reaction to you guys bringing Brett Gardner back?
Oh. Eric, I was excited. I think it took a little longer than it should have. Based on a guy like Brett Gardner, who's been a leader of this clubhouse. Been with the Yankees since 08, 09. Won a World Series here. He's a winner. Helps lead us into the postseason every single year. I was ecstatic. I was, kind of wearing him out during the offseason. I would text him all the time, run a reach out, call him, just kind of see what he's doing. How's everything moving? And, I think I can speak for the whole clubhouse and this whole organization that we're happy to have him back, and, back in pinstripes where he belongs. He's a guy that, needs to start his career here and end his career here. He's that important to, not only me, but, the young guys we have on this team, and, all my other teammates. He just, even if he's not on the field, he finds a way to impact the game, and he's just a very special individual, in that way.
We go next to Tina Cervasio from Fox 5. Tina, go ahead.
Hey, Aaron, good to see you. Hope you're well. Just, the expectations never change for the Yankees as you come into spring training. Each year you come back now with a new experience, from the way that season ended last year in the division series. How does it carry over to what you want to fulfill and help these Yankees accomplish this season? Like what is kind of left from the way last season ended?
Yeah, Tina, another bad taste, in our mouth. I can, I think everyone can kind of see that, getting kicked out in the division series is, not what our goal is and not what we intended. First most, I got to go back to, winning our division. That's something that we didn't do. The Rays came out and they were, a great ball club. They got a great pitching staff, great bullpen, great, young players over there, and they won the division. I think that's something, first and foremost that we need to do. We need to set ourselves up by, winning the regular season and putting ourselves in a good position into the postseason, because, each year, each team gets reloaded, restacked, and, new arms, new players, and, we're doing the same thing. But I think it starts in the regular season, getting, keeping guys on the field, playing hard and winning our division. I think if we do that and take care of business there, it sets us up for the postseason where, anything can happen, where our ultimate goal is to, win a World Series and bring, a championship back to the Bronx. But I think it all starts, now in spring training, now in the regular season. This is where the, the work starts, and you get to have some fun in the postseason.
We can go next to Sweeney Murdy. Sweeney, please unmute. There you go.
Aaron, it's nice to see you again. In addition to what you're talking about with your work with Eric Cressy and what you hope the benefits of that are, Has anybody talked to you, or have you thought about how your style of play also leads to maybe a certain amount of wear and tear? Throwing that big body around the field sometimes leads to things that maybe some other guys don't have to deal with. Is there any adjustment in that area, or is it all about the maintenance and getting ready that you're focused on?
Yeah, good to see you, Sweeney. Yeah, that plays a big part into it, because, I'm a guy that, when I'm out there on defense, when I'm on the base path, when a pitcher makes a pitch and, the ball's hitting my direction or anywhere near right field or anywhere, it's my job to catch it. If that means going through a wall or going into the stands, I'm going to try to do it. And, that's where over the years, you learn to, work a little smarter, and not harder. You try to have a better, if I can get a better first read, a better first step, that might help me, not have to crash land into the wall at the same time, So it's little things I've been working on with Reggie Willits. We've kind of talked a little bit in the off season, a little bit now since we got into camp, just working on just certain things with footwork, just a quicker first step. If I can get a quicker first step and maybe get to some balls I don't have to dive for, because, my big body, 275, diving, for 162 games, man, it does a lot of wear and tear, but, I think it comes back to just playing a little smarter.
We go next to Marley Rivera, ESPN. Marley, go ahead.
Hi, Aaron. I hope you're well. It's good to see you. I hope your family is well too. Aaron, what did you think of the service time manipulation comments and the free agency comments that forced the Mariners president, Kevin Mather, to resign? Your teammate, Garrett Cole, was really open in talking to us and saying that it's something that the players should listen to, and that this is really how many organizations operate.
Hey, Marley, good to see you. I haven't been able to read all of it. I've heard bits and pieces, you kind of hear it's all over SportsCenter, ESPN, everything. And, I've caught bits and pieces of it. It's tough to hear, because, as a player, I've always wanted to have the best product out there on the field. I feel like as, any player, any person that wants to go out there and win, this is about, winning this championship, and I've always felt like it doesn't matter if you're 40 years old, if you're 18 years old, if you're the best player at that position or whatever it is, you should be, get that opportunity, so that's where, it's saddening to hear, those comments coming from a guy, in that position, but, yeah, I think we're all ears, it's sad to see. And, I'm kind of looking forward to see what kind of comes out of this. It's tough, if you're that young kid in that position that has a chance to make an impact on the team, you want to make that impact. It's your dream to play professional baseball and play in the major leagues, and, getting cut out of that, based on, certain manipulations I don't think that's right.
And just on an entirely different topic, Aaron, of course, last spring, you were greatly limited. And what does it mean to you to, as you say, be healthy and start this spring, all over in maybe what will be a 162 season?
I'm looking forward to it. Last year I thought I was coming in healthy, but I played a whole postseason and, all worked out all off season, with a, broken rib and, a little punctured lung. So it's, I'm excited to come in, healthy, feeling great, working with, like I talked earlier, Eric Cressy, and, kind of fine tuning certain things that, my body needs to kind of work the right way and function the right way. Me being 6'7", 275 is a little different than, 5'6", Brett Gardner, 150 pounds. So, we got to do things a little different, but, that's what I love about this, making those little adjustments, making those changes to try to help myself be, one of the best players in the game.
That's probably going to get back to Gardy. AJ, 150. Sorry. Let's go next to Dan Martin. Dan, please unmute.
Hey, Aaron, you talked about winning a championship. Why do you think you guys are better prepared to win that title this year? What has to be the difference from the past few years to get over the hump?
Dan, one thing I'm excited about actually is, a lot of these new pitchers we signed. I'm glad I don't have to face Corey Kluber. J-Mo, I'm excited to have him in pinstripes. I faced him a couple of times when he was with Pittsburgh, and, an electric arm, he's going to give you innings. And, I know, a lot of those guys are, coming off certain injuries, but just talking to them, after they signed and, just hearing about their work ethic and, what their goals are, I'm excited about that. That's one thing I feel like we've kind of, missed is having just, a little depth there with the pitching. We've always had, having Garrett Cole, be the ace, and, losing guys like Severino always hurt us. And, slowly we're going to get Severino back. We got J-Mo, we got Kluber. I think we're going to be, stacking up our rotation to be, something special. We got a lot of great guys over there. And I think just finishing, that's what it comes down to, is like, just being ball players in the box, grinding out at bats in the postseason and just getting the job done. That's one thing I think we've missed a couple of times with runners on base or certain situations, even, me including. Speaking of myself, there's been times, especially last postseason, I didn't come up, when the team needed me, and, that still stings. So it's, just us working on, doing the little things that, make a big difference, in the bin. It's moving runners over, playing some small ball, doing what we need to do to put ourselves in the right position.
Thanks.
Go next to Pete Caldera. Pete, go ahead and unmute.
Hey, Aaron. Board had said that the plan is for Clint Frazier to be a big part of your outfield this year. And I was just wondering what you've made of his evolution as a player, as a person, as a Yankee, and what you might expect out of him from a full season.
Yeah, I was excited to hear that news. Clint's he's a special talent. He's got speed, quickness, power. Great in the outfield, great instincts. And that's something, just specifically outfield work that he's really worked on over the years, and it's been fun to watch him grow and want to get better. You see some guys that if they're not good at something, they're like, I don't want to do that and embarrass myself. I'd rather work on something I'm good at, and just work on that. But Clint's, he's the opposite. He's a guy that has looked for his weaknesses, if it's stuff with his hitting, stuff with base running, stuff fielding, and he's, attacked it head on, so watching him progress over the years. And, when I'm usually out there in that right field with him, watching him throw, watching him work, and it's been a treat, watching him, turn into what he is. And, he goes from one year where he's getting a lot of criticism on his outfield to the next year he's a Gold Glove candidate. That just speaks so highly of what type of, player and person Clint is.
We're going to let Ron Blum skip in line because it's my understanding it's his 60th birthday today, AJ. Ron, are you out there?
I'm here.
Yes, man. Happy
Thank you.
birthday, buddy.
Thank you. Aaron, for someone who's taken the end of every season very hard, does the way you get over it and get past it change every year at all? And how do you get it out of your system and refocus toward the next season? And how long does it take you?
Yeah, Ron, first off, happy birthday. I'm glad you're spending it with us here. But, every year I put my heart and soul, into this game, into my teammates, into this city, into this organization. So that's why every year it hurts, when we lose and, I feel like I let the city down. I feel like I let my teammates down, and, those cuts are deep, but those are just scars. I got scars all over me of, past losses and past experience, but all it's doing is, making us stronger. So I just try to build off those experiences, what worked, what didn't work. And, it's all going to make it sweeter in the end. It's a journey, it's this process of, going through the ups and downs. That's a journey. That's what I love to do. And, it's what's going to make the ultimate prize, bringing a championship back so much sweeter.
How do you get it out of your system, and how long does it take?
Yeah, I usually don't talk to too many people, a couple of weeks after the season's over with. That's where I kind of decompress, get away from things. Don't even think about baseball. I don't even want to see it on TV. But after that, next couple of weeks, kind of getting into November, December is when I start breaking down film, looking at past games, checking it, just different numbers I got, different things I look for to see, like, where can I improve? What can I do to help this team? If I feel like I can do my job, I trust all my teammates to do their job. Now it's all about accountability, making sure I can step up and do my job. So then I spend a couple of weeks just looking where I can make adjustments, and then from there it's time to move forward. Last year is last year, and and time to start looking forward to the new year and new team and new things to do.
Thank you.
We go to Meredith Marakovitz. Meredith, go ahead.
Hey, Aaron, you just said looking forward to the new year, new team. Just what's the overall feeling in that clubhouse right now on day one with everybody essentially reported now?
Oh, everyone's excited. That's one thing. We're like little kids again, kind of meeting up for, it seems like summer camp or getting back the first day of school, seeing everybody, seeing the changes, everyone's in great shape. The swings I've been seeing are everyone's a lot of homers hit today. This is a special group we got here. A lot of these guys I've been with, the past couple of years, and we built such a great relationship. No, this is going to be a special year. And, like I said, like I was saying earlier, adding, some special arms, adding, a couple of new guys, signing DJ back. Just in a whole, it's a lot of important moves that need to be made. And I think we're setting up, to have a very special 21 year.
We go now to Susan Waldman. Susan, please unmute.
Hi, Aaron. Great to see you. Before we put last year away, you guys went through so much last year, not just the pandemic, all the civil unrest. You guys talked about all kinds of things, and you came out the other side. What was the hardest thing for you? And do you think that what you guys went through together really makes you even closer for this year?
Yeah, Susan, great to see you. Hardest thing for us last year. Besides all the stuff, going on in the world, the civil unrest and the pandemic, I think, just being away from our families, not having the fans there to support us, because, we're out there on the field playing, it's not just us out there, it's the whole fan base. It's the whole city, they're with us, and not having that type of, you feel that energy, you feel the roar of the crowd, you feel it when we go to opposing ballparks, we miss that. And, usually, and also having our families there to kind of enjoy that, journey with us, that hit us hard, but yeah, that's just missing out on the fans. That was a big part of it.
We take a few more. We'll have Aaron Boone in here. We'll go to Bob Clappish. Bob, please unmute.
Hey, Aaron, how you doing? Good to see you. I'd like to circle back to one of your earlier points about shifting your off-season regimen away from weightlifting. So actually, I have two questions. Whose idea was it to get sort of a new perspective on it? Was it you, or did it come from Eric? And second, do you think, whether it was unwittingly or not, that you over-focused on bench pressing and squats and just went too far down the road on that, and that perhaps is one of the reasons why you've been so prone to injuries?
Hey, Bob, good to see you. Hope all's going well. Like I said earlier, the yoga, stuff like that, I do that every off season. It's something I try to do when I go out to California. But the modifications, I think that was kind of just working with Cressy. It's something that, I'm always open to suggestions. I'm always open to learning new philosophies and seeing what works. And, I always want to try to be the best. So, kind of just working with him. And, I really didn't lift less weights. I was still lifting, the same amount, if not more, but I think it's just being smarter about what you're lifting, the movements you're doing, the exercises you're doing. I think just changing the exercises around a little bit to keep your body primed in the right, just at 100%, not really trying to break it down too much to where you're trying to play the catch-up game, all year. Sometimes that happens when you push yourself too much. You feel like you got to catch yourself up and try to recover, and that's when, injuries happen.
Do you feel differently now as opposed to the past Februarys when you come into the camp? This new regime had an effect on the way you actually feel and the way you move?
Yeah, movement. That's what I was kind of saying earlier. We do a lot of different movement stuff, just to kind of train those explosive movements. So then when it happens in the game, it's not something new. It's not like I'm, firing muscles that haven't, been tested at 100%. So, I'm feeling great. Like I said earlier, coming in without any injuries or a broken rib somewhere makes it a little easier hitting the baseball and throwing.
Great.
Thank you. Cuddy, Brendan, go ahead and unmute.
Aaron, good to see you. I hope you're doing well. You've been part of the success of this team for the past few years. You've seen some of the deals that have gone around lately, particularly Fernando Tatis Jr. teams locking up their stars for long times. Did you and the Yankees discuss anything long term this offseason? Something that might keep you around here beyond where your current free agency date is?
Hey, Brandon, good to see you. A great question. No, we haven't. Nothing on our end. Nothing from the Yankees. I think they had more important things to focus on. This offseason, especially getting back DJ, getting back, Gardy, adding some special arms. So our time's coming down the road. It's something I don't really want to focus on right now. I'm focused on trying to win, and that's it. Just do my job, and like I said, they got other things to focus on right now, and things that are going to help us, be a better team.
Thank you.
Take a final 2 questions. James Wagner, go ahead. Please unmute.
Hey, Aaron, what's up? Hope all's well on your end. Hope you had a good winter. I'm just curious. I mean, have you heard about video being added back to the back to in-game use? Have you seen what it looks like, and what do you think of, I guess, having one of your favorite tools back in game?
Yeah, James, I haven't heard anything about it yet. I know the PA and MLB has been talking about it. I don't know if you got any news for me about that. If
they're supposed to fuzz out the signs, but it's going to be available. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's great. That's one piece that is, as a student of the game, I love having that. I love getting in and being able to check. You think where certain pitches are. You think you made a certain movement, or you're doing something with your swing. I think having that back is going to be great for the game and great for a lot of guys. I know a lot of veteran players missed that. They kind of came up and they've had video for I don't know how many years of their career. So it kind of becomes a staple in just your pregame and your postgame and everything. So I think getting that back is going to help out quite a few guys.
And is there too much technology in the game, or do you find something like that just needed? Like, you can't take that away forever. That should always be there. Or is there too much technology everywhere else? I mean, what do you think? Thank you.
It's tough to say. I love technology. I feel like it helps the game. It helps the game grow. That's one thing I'm concerned about, is helping this game grow that I love. And but it comes down to the basics. It's about going out there and playing on the field. These other things are just little enhancements, little tools that you can use to help improve your craft. But when it comes down to it, I just need a ball and a bat. That's all you really need.
Final question from John Schwartz. Go ahead, John.
Hey, what's up, Aaron? 2 quick questions for you, same topic. First off, you've mentioned, obviously, and everyone on this team can knock the ball over the fence, but even though your swings are very different, you and Giancarlo being in there together, obviously, it's a real tough 2 at-bats for a pitcher. How important do you think is it for you both to be in there because of how you benefit each from the other's presence? And then the second thing is just going to be, he was the team's Roberto Clemente nominee last year. He's not a guy who's that emotive and open with us always about, things like that. But how have you seen him be a leader and important in the clubhouse and in the community? Those 2 things, if you can.
Yeah, having me and G in there, it's huge, especially if he's hitting, 3 or 4, I'm batting second, and we have, Voit or Glaber in the middle, just a little added protection to those guys, because, I wouldn't want to pitch a DJ LeMahieu, in the big situation. I don't want to pitch a Luke Voit with guys on, or Glaber Torres with guys on, so having, me and G in there, 2-3, 2-4 kind of mixed in, just, not only is it tough at bat, but it wears on a pitcher. Those are stressful pitches they got to throw from the first inning, especially if we're hitting around in the first inning and you got to throw 5 or 6 pitches to us, and every single pitch you got to be 100% on. That wears on, as the game goes on, 4th, 5th inning, as it gets later on, that's when they start making mistakes, because they're gassed. Pitchers get gassed from trying to go up and down this lineup, multiple times. So I think having both of us in there will not only help, ourselves and helps the team, but it's going to help our teammates, just get better pitches ahead and better situations. I know G's a guy that gets on base a lot. He can walk. He's got a great eye, a lot of extra base hits. So when you got traffic on those bases, it makes it, like I said, more stressful pitches for the pitcher. And, G's a leader. He may be quiet. I know he's, quiet around certain people, but he's a guy that's a leader, in his own ways. He likes to lead by example. If he's got little tips or little things he needs to help you on with hitting, he'll mention it to you. He's always watching. He's always learning. He's also a guy that, like you said, he had the Roberto Clemente nominee, and, he does things in the community. He's the thing. He's not going to go out there and boast about it. He's not going to go out there and kind of talk about all his accolades and the things he's doing, but he's a guy that's, you know, always wants to be involved, always wants to make a difference. And, you know, he understands the impact that he has, you know, not only in the game, but, you know, outside the game as well.
Aaron, thank you for the extended time. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody, thanks.